Welcome in, guys, to Rover Sports, the program, the show, whatever you want to call this. Welcome in to it. Today, I got about 12 minutes, 12 or 15 minutes all by myself, all alone here. And I'm going to talk about the top stories in the world of sports, which is what I do every single 10 days, probably. Not every single day. But listen, this is an opportunity for us to reacquaint ourselves. And I got 14 to 15 minutes here all by myself. So I am going to now try to give you some unadulterated thoughts. The outline of the show today. We'll start off with the easiest stories to cover, which is first NBA. Then I'm going to go into the Philadelphia Phillies, give a little bit of a rant on the sport of baseball, not on the sport of baseball, but the Philadelphia Phillies baseball team. And then I'm going to go look at the NFC East. And each and every day, I'm going to give you a piece of the NFC East. I think it'll be about a 14-day kind of binge period of really looking at each and every single angle of the NFC East and really breaking down the schedule and everything that it has to entail. So first, let's start off by the NBA. Why I am not really enjoying the NBA. The reason I am not enjoying the NBA is because the regular season in the NBA is absolutely a meaningless product. And there's no heart. There's no real defense. I know that there's a lot of offense. The games are too long. 48 minutes is too long to be playing a competitive game of basketball. 40 minutes is perfect. The college shot clock being at 30 seconds makes it so that you can kind of walk the ball up the floor, makes it so that there's a change in styles. The NBA has no post-up big men anymore. Each possession is watered down. Sometimes a team will shoot it with 5 seconds. Sometimes a team will shoot the basketball with 19 seconds left on a shot clock. Sometimes they'll shoot it with 16 seconds left. So you're not getting competitive possession by possession basketball, which is not compelling. And in the regular season, guys are sitting out because they're waiting for the playoffs. There's no incentive in the regular season to fight. If you make the 1 seed, great. You have 2 home games. That's cool. But I mean, there's no bye. The playoff system is awful. I mean, there's no 5-game series for the NBA playoffs. The season should be 55 games. If there was 55 games of basketball, then you could split the schedule up so that each game is more impactful. If you got the game to be 44 minutes, 40 minutes of basketball instead of 48, you wouldn't see teams lollygag it during the first half where they're just pretty much just going through the motions. I mean, each game is decided in the last 7 minutes anyway. So the fact that you can't clog the lane anymore, the fact that that you can't put your hands on guys that are big and strong. It just makes guys like Giannis and LeBron James and Kevin Durant, it just makes these guys unguardable. So the parity in the sport is absolutely terrible. But tonight, I even paid to go see Sixers Nets, and Kevin Durant was not able to go. LaMarcus Aldridge was not able to go. Kyrie Irving left the game in the fourth quarter. These guys are just out there watching a regular season NBA game like it's like they're watching their JV buddies go out there and play. There's teams in the NBA that they told Al Horford on the Oklahoma City Thunder, go home. We're trying to lose games. But basically with load management, it's like, okay, I'm going to go out and we're going to see if our JV team can win tonight. And if they can't, whoops, okay. So then why are you as a fan supposed to be a million times more invested in winning. And I get that fans are usually more invested than the players because the fans have lived in the city their whole life. The players are just kind of coming into the city in every single sport. But there's no incentive really to go out there and shine. And then there's no defense really being played. The product is all the same. There's no big guys anymore. So kind of analytics and 3-point shots, even though it's a great way to win, it's totally ruined the flair of the mid-range game, the intricacies like Kobe Bryant making really tough mid-range shots. It actually has taken away the allure of making a basket. The fact that the basket is so easy, it takes away from the specialness of it. So each game, it's like you're watching a Big 12 football game, and a touchdown is so easy to have. So that suddenly a long pass, like in a Big 12 game, a long touchdown pass isn't as special as, say, a long touchdown pass in like a Big 10 grinder of a game. So the 3-point shot, even though it was really exciting and guys that were awesome at it were doing it, now everybody's trying to do it. And it is just basically just not adding up. It's basically not exciting at all anymore to watch. I'm going to try my best not to watch it because, once again, when you go to a game, you're watching a JV level product. You're not watching the stars. There's no urgency in the regular season. And for that reason, it's stupid to spend big level bucks on a game in which, with the NBA, in which the players are not going to suit up and basically night in and night out, you're not getting the product that is appropriate for basketball. There's 82 games, way too many games. The way that the draft is, the way that these different teams are, it is nothing, I believe, like the game of college basketball, where every possession kind of matters. And college basketball, with a lot of guys are leaving to go to the NBA, so it'll be interesting with college basketball, like how they're going to start to pay players. And imagine if at Duke you could have the rules of Duke Blue Devil basketball, and imagine if guys could stay for 4 years and make so much money. Imagine if college basketball, there's billionaires that watch college basketball. Imagine if the guys in college can literally be college students, but can make almost more money than they would make as a rookie in the NBA, and how much fun it would be to be in college with all that kind of money. And the product that would end up happening, and the boosters and the bidding wars that would go on over these college athletes, and the exchange of money and real capitalism taking place in college athletics. I mean, that to me, and then you would not get these guys going to the NBA. Because in the NBA, I mean, first of all, in college, you get to play 30 games. Second of all, I know that it is tougher going to class, but I mean, college campus life is still going to be really, really fun for these guys in college if they end up getting paid. And the game in college is just, you have 30-second shot clocks. You actually have big men in college. So Jahlil Okafor, Drew Timme, Mo Bamba, like the big men in college basketball, Hunter Dickinson, like you actually get like some post-up players in college basketball, Jared Sullinger, Thomas Robinson, Sean May. You actually get some pudgy forwards that are good in college basketball. In the NBA, you're just getting a 6'7" wing that's really athletic, that can move side to side. That's all that you're getting. And the pace of play, it's all 3-pointers, all layups. So you're not seeing nuance. But in college basketball, there's so many different styles. The slower teams can win a game with the 30-second shot clock. You see a lot more nuance and versatility in the way that basketball is played at the collegiate level. You kind of see it too with football as well. When you have Navy, you have hurry up offenses. I think versatility within a sport is a huge component that makes it interesting from a viewer standpoint. So that's just kind of my viewpoint on the NBA. And then you go to a game, you buy tickets 2 months in advance. And then if it happens to the game, maybe something happens where it's a back-to-back, then the guys are not playing for the tickets that you have paid for. So the product that you have paid for, and tonight the New Jersey Nets, I mean, they just didn't even care about this game. The New Jersey Nets, they just didn't care. They didn't put Kyrie Irving back in the game late, and the Sixers ended up winning. Yipsy-doo. Yippee. That's so life-changingly amazing. And then when the Sixers lose to the Nets in the playoffs, no one will remember this regular season game. It doesn't matter whatsoever. The Utah Jazz can go 60-20, and they're probably going to end up losing to the Lakers anyway. So all that hard work for the longevity of the season means jack squat, because all anybody cares about is May. When these games that are just happening in the regular season are pretty much should be JV games, should be played, I don't know, should be played like an hour game, an hour. It just does not matter whatsoever. You should have the right to even forfeit games and just save the fans' times. And it's a shame, because I would love it to be 60 games of basketball. I think it'd be easier on the players' bodies as well. But the way that the TV contracts are settled, the way the money is, the players get more money if it's 82 and the owners too. So it makes no sense. And then also you are extending money to your communities by having these games. But the point is, unfortunately, it's all about the playoffs, where imagine if regular season basketball can have intensity of playoffs. Imagine if you can create scenarios like that. Maybe you can have tournaments. Maybe you can really try to have some creativity. I would definitely have some creative ideas. One of my ideas is to give money, like a bounty basketball league. You give money to the home team that is in attendance. You give money to the home team that wins a game. You give money to each and every person that goes to the game. That'll create some real incentive for the players and the fans. Maybe give real incentives to teams that win the regular season. Like the owners pump in like $20 million additional dollars if you win the regular season, so that then guys are dying to win the regular season championship, because then you get a huge paycheck increase for everybody in your building. Like, you got to be accountable for the guys on your roster. And in the NBA games right now, it's just the product. But listen, I'm just one guy out there. Probably my opinion is absolutely very unique to just myself, and that everybody usually likes the game of basketball. But whatever, I'm gonna tell you what I think about the sport that I happen to go to. I guess that's kind of what a show can be for. Okay, let's talk about the Philadelphia Phillies now. Another exciting topic. So the Phillies, as this light is kind of blinding my eye. It's not blinding it; it's making me cry a little bit. This light. So the Philadelphia Phillies today, I mean, they sucked today. I mean, JT Realmuto is making like $125 million for a catcher, and catchers aren't even very good hitters. He gets no hits today. Bryce Harper, 0 hits. Rhys Hoskins, one of the most overrated players in baseball, has 1 hit in the game today. Gene Segura, second baseman, he actually played okay. He's usually not very good. Didi Gregorius, he grounded out into that double play in the 7th inning, which really cost the Phillies the game. The hitting is just absolutely atrocious. Roman Quinn is like 0 for 1,000 in his last at-bats. He is just a disgraceful hitter, unfortunately. He's one of the nicest guys in the sport of baseball. He has the walk-up song that is absolutely fantastic to listen to. But unfortunately, my friend Roman Quinn from Florida, he is batting very, very, very poorly. The Philadelphia Phillies, I'm going to read you the statistics. It's going to absolutely blow your mind. The Philadelphia Phillies, okay? The Phillies now, okay? The Phillies in the last 16 innings of baseball have 9 hits and 1 run in the last 16 innings of baseball. Bryce Harper is 0 for his last 7 in his plate appearances. He is ice cold. This Phillies team after starting out the year so well. I believe the Phillies were 5-1 to start the year. The Philadelphia Phillies baseball organization and club. The Philadelphia Phillies, after starting the year off 5-1, sweeping the Atlanta Braves, beating the New York Mets 2-1 in a 3-game series. They played the Atlanta Braves. They only won 1 game out of 2 games in Atlanta. So Atlanta beat them 2-1. And if that call at the plate was different with Alec Bohm, whatever, it could have been a sweep in Atlanta for the Phillies. Then the Phillies right now, they lose both games of the doubleheader. One of them yesterday not being competitive, 4-0 loss. The other one was 4-3. Hector Neris with a horrible blown save. Tonight, they only get 3 hits in the entire game. 3 hits. And the Mets destroy them. And the Mets tomorrow, by about 3 o'clock, when you hear this dang show, the Mets could be bringing out the broom on the Philadelphia Phillies. So all that momentum of 5-1 completely squandered. Now the Phillies, you look at the Marlins now are at 5-6. The New York Mets have suddenly surged into the lead in the NL East. Into the lead. The Cincinnati Reds, very similar to the Phillies. They pounded on the Pittsburgh Pirates. They have had a nightmarish trip out west. They've been getting smacked by the Diamondbacks and the Giants. The Giants 8-4 with Gabe Kepler. As much as you might hate on Gabe and all of his vitamin water and his fruit smoothie milkshakes and all of these analytics, and only pitching pitchers 3 innings of baseball, as much as you might hate it, the 3 innings of baseball and the home runner striking out, the Giants, even though they suck to watch, they never score, they're 8-4 on the damn season. The Padres 8-5 with that unbelievable staff. I think you have Snell, you have Paddock, you of course have, Mike Clevenger is not starting on that team. But you have really good pitchers that are out there in San Diego. Yu Darvish, and they are getting smacked by a team who sucks in the Pittsburgh Pirates. So, I mean, that is intriguing about the sport of baseball right now. The Boston Red Sox, after getting hammered on opening day, JD Martinez has been unconsciously good. The Red Sox, they're trying to bring out the brooms on the road in Minneapolis this week. Against the Twins this week. The Red Sox are balling out. Their hitting is phenomenal. Rafael Devers today, 2 RBI. Verduzco, 3 RBI. 3 of 4. Devers, 2 of 4. So overall, this has been a really exciting time for Red Sox baseball. They're like 8-2. In their last 10 games of playing this sport of baseball. It's pretty ridiculous. And then tomorrow, you look at the slate. You got Red Sox, tomorrow. Let's look at the dang slate for the Major League Baseball. Let's look at the slate tomorrow. Pull up a little FanDuel.com. You better log on to FanDuel.com. Okay. So FanDuel.com tomorrow for the Major League Baseball, the MLB. Right now it's 3-2. The Rockies making a comeback on Dustin May on the Dodgers. Very, very interesting. Tomorrow you have DeGrom versus Zach Eflin. I think the Mets might win that game. The Mets might win that game like 5-2. I think the Mets might hammer the Phillies. I'm taking the Mets probably -1.5. Right now it's like -114. The Mets to win the game -250. Not good odds. But if the Mets win by 2 runs, you're making some good dough. Then you get Atlanta, who is starting out Anderson against Rogers tomorrow. Can the Braves bounce back and beat the Marlins by more than 2 runs? Is that possible? The Braves are due for a big win tomorrow. Max Keller, who's been a good pitcher, going up against Paddock tomorrow at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Pittsburgh tomorrow. My man Chris Paddock from Texas. He's a local Texas guy. Cannot wait for that game. The Mariners are actually playing some good baseball. Surprisingly good baseball against the Orioles. Orioles have a good chance. I still think the Orioles are a decent team. The Mariners are very young. My guy Evan White not hitting that well, but Kyle Seager just doesn't seem to age. I mean, he's been absolutely fantastic. I say fantastical. He's been really good. Then you have Richards versus Pineda. So you got another Twins Red Sox. So many early games tomorrow. Savalve versus Lance Lynn. White Sox, Indians. After tonight, one of the great pitching performances ever. Rotan almost threw a perfect game. Was perfect through 8 innings. Actually went 9. We're throwing it way back to the age of 2005, where pitchers actually pitch more than 5 innings of baseball. It's somewhat unbelievable that starting pitchers can pitch more than 5 innings. Wow. Then you have Patrick Corbin versus Marcus Kelly tomorrow night in the nation's capital at 7 o'clock. You have Rich Hill versus Jay Lyles. The Rays, I mean, Yarborough's been getting hit on a yarn lately. Ryan Yarborough, man. He's been getting absolutely drilled, Ryan Yarborough, man. So, I mean, the Rangers, they're a weird team. They shouldn't be very good. I mean, their lineup is horrible. Their lineup is not very good. Their pitching staff is disgustingly bad. They're 5-7. Like, they're actually fighting right now. They're on the verge of winning this series against a pesky Rays team that was in the World Series championship last week. The Rays are 5-7. The Rays are really struggling to start this season off. I'm very surprised. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, a chance for the Rays to even up the series. And then how about Oakland? I mean, I thought this Oakland team was dead after the first week when the Astros put the pounding into Oakland to start off the season. I thought the Athletics were dead to rights tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And then Urias versus Colorado. Colorado plus 1.5 versus Urias tomorrow. Can the Dodgers, that game's a 10 o'clock game if you want to get a late bet on. So my picks tomorrow, I like the Nats minus 1.5. I like them to win by more than 1 run tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to take Lance Lynn to beat the Cleveland Indians. Maybe do it. I'm also going to take, I'll take the Sox plus 1.5. You know, you can win some money on that. Take the Sox, take the Orioles plus 1.5. Paddock, boy, oh boy, can Paddock get it done? Can they deliver big? I like the Pods, and I also like Braves and Mets. If I had to go with the big ones, I'm going to go Braves, Mets, Boston plus 1.5. Just hop on FanDuel, guys. I don't have a promotional code, but do it. I think you guys will enjoy it. Okay, NFC East time. We've waited 24 minutes. 24 minutes before we talk about the NFC East. I'm going to begin the show by talking about the New York Football Giants, their entire roster, their entire coaching staff, okay? I'm going to talk about everything about the New York Giants right now. Giants coaching staff. Giants coaching staff. Giants coaching staff. All right, so the head coach of the New York Giants is Joe Judge, okay? This is a guy from Philadelphia. He is a hard-nosed, old-school kind of a coach who makes the players run laps, and I like it. It's refreshing to see an actual coach that actually has some sort of power in professional sports, and that's what Joe Judge has. You have Jason Garrett, who's an experienced coach who him and Judge are kind of having a little pushback there. I'm a little worried about Garrett. He's not, the UCLA job with Chip Kelly. We'll see if Chip can get it going with DTR, or else Jay Garrett might be gone. My favorite, so Garrett with Jones, that is the most interesting storyline, is this offense. How Garrett's going to call this offense, and of course how Jones is going to do with these receivers is absolutely fascinating. When you talk about the Giants, right? And I'm going to talk about the Giants again tomorrow. I mean, every single night we're going to talk about this Giants depth chart until you're tired of hearing about it, okay? Because I want everybody to know this depth chart inside and out. That's what I want. That's what I want everybody to do. I want every single person listening here to know the Giants roster. I want them to know the Giants roster inside and also outside as well, okay? So I think Garrett is an okay offense. I'm not obsessed with Jason Garrett's play call. Like, I am not obsessed with Jason Garrett's play calling. I'm just not. I'm not perplexed. I'm not excited. It's a lot of play action boots. He's not really throwing the ball down the field. The explosive plays are non-existent. The Giants offense last year was absolutely horrendous to watch play football. I mean, the New York Giants in 2020, right? I'm going to read you these games in 2020. They score 16 points against the Steelers. They score 13 points against the Bears. They sucked. Against the Niners, 9 points. Against the Rams, 9 points. So you're starting out. You're 0-4. You're 0-4. I mean, let's talk about the Giants in 2019. Let's see how they started the year off in 2019. Okay, 2019 with Eli Manning at the quarterback spot. What ended up happening? First week of the season, against the Cowboys, they marched down and scored that opening touchdown. They didn't proceed to get their asses handed to them. Okay. 35-7 run dropped on their freaking head, man. I mean, you look at in that game, Dak Prescott goes 25 of 32 for 400 yards. Blake Jarwin, of all people, 3 catches, 39 yards. Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper, 13 combined catches for over 238 yards. Ridiculous. So the Giants, okay, they go 0-4 in 2020. Let's see what they do here. The Giants, you know what they go? They go 2-2. So I was wrong there. But then they go 2-3, and eventually the Giants take those 2 wins, and they are 2-8, 2-9, 2-10 at that time? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Then they proceed to lose 8 straight games. 2-10, 2-11, beat the Dolphins. They go 4-12. Unbelievable. Terrible start to the season. 2-4. 2-4. Last year they were 1-5 through their first 6. Let's see 2018. All right, so what are we like? 1-5 in 2020. The Giants in 2019 are what are they in 2019? The Giants. 2-10, 2-1 billion. They suck. You're done. November, start putting on your Halloween costume. Eat up all your candy. Get pimples all over your freaking face. Get pimples all over your face. You don't even need to leave the house. You could just sit there, put a cover over yourself and get ready for the draft in April. Start eating salads in freaking March. Start eating salads in March and going to the gym and get ready to show up at your friend's draft day party, because you can eat all the Halloween candy you want. You could shove that wherever you want, because there's no football that matters. There's no football that matters in the month of November. You're not socializing with anyone in the month of November. You shouldn't even talk to anybody. It's ridiculous. The Giants in 2018 now. I remember Jacksonville beating the Giants. Ugly, ugly game. Then I remember the Cowboys beating the Giants. One of the grossest offensive performances ever. Then the Giants beat the Texans. Oh, my God. Giants beat the Texans. So what are they, like 1-4? The Saints beat their ass, and then the Panthers win. So then they're 1-5. What are they, 1-6? Yeah. I mean, they're 1-7. 1-7 in 2017. They're 2-10 in 2018. In 2019, they are. Oh my! Well, I'm out in 28. In 2018, they're 1-7. In 2019, they're 2-10. And last year, they were 0-6 to start off seasons. This is getting incredibly sad, isn't it, guys? 2017 New York Giants. Let's see how they started the season. I can't believe. No, this must be wrong. This cannot be right. The New York Giants beat the Cowboys on September 11th, 2016 on the road. That is so weird. No way. The Giants beat the Saints? Oh my God. I forget that this even happened. I forget that these games happened. I'm so confused right now. These are fake. These games aren't real. These games aren't real. Oh, you know what actually happened? The Giants actually this year, the year in 2017 that they actually made the playoffs. It's so funny how they started off. Actually, they were 2-3 before they hit the 5-game run, and this is with Ben McAdoo. This is when they went on a 6-game winning streak. Let's see, 2016 now. 2016. The Giants. Okay. They lose by 1 to the Cowboys. That's weird. I totally forgot that game happening. The Falcons beat them. So 0-2. They beat the Redskins. That's not a surprise. Ooh, they went up to Buffalo, laid the smackdown on Buffalo at this game. Tyrod Taylor. Giants are 2-2. Oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, they beat the 49ers too. Kaepernick, Eli Manning throws for so many yards. Oh my God. Wait, then the Eagles smacked the crap out of them 27-7. The Giants come back, somehow beat the Cowboys. Oh my goodness gracious. Matt Castle at the helm. And Randall, Wayne Harris, Odell Beckham Jr. The Giants had a chance to beat the Patriots. I do remember that game. Giants beat the Fins. Oh, the Giants also Washington and then the Jets in overtime. Panthers beat them. I remember that Cam Newton, Odell Beckham went off. What a weird season. I don't know if this was Coughlin. It might have been the last year of Coughlin. The Giants were 3-3. The Giants had their chance. Wow, the Giants were 5-4. So this year in 2016, I'll give the Giants a little bit of props. 2016 and 2017 weren't as bad as I thought. All right. Pretty unbelievable. So the New York Giants, I mean, I got to go now to 2014. I'm sure that they were horrible this year. In 2014. All right, they were 6-10 again. The Giants, they ended up going 0-2, losing at Ford Field, losing to the Cardinals at home. They beat Houston, they beat Washington and Atlanta. But then to the Eagles, they lost 27-0. They then lost to the Cowboys. They played home against the Colts. I guess that's Andrew Luck. At Seattle, they got killed. San Francisco, Dallas. Holy crap. So they were like 3-9. At Tennessee, they won that game. Oh my gosh. Totally forget some of these games. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I wish I can go back and watch some of these games, tell you the truth. Probably gonna go do that. So anyway, I mean, I went on a little rabbit hole there, but I mean, this Giants team, I mean, guys, it's been depressing actually for like 7 years. I mean, they've been like I can't even remember a good football season. I just can't. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't remember good football. I can't remember the New York Giants like ever starting out a season appropriately. And if the Giants this year in the 17 game season, whatever, so you can't even predict a record. It's so dumb how it's 17 games now because like these players are all, the game of football is so precious anyway, and you're just risking how precious and beautiful the game is by adding an extra game, confusing schedules. These players, the way that these coaches and players prepare to play every single Sunday is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, the 16 game season that you have is absolutely as beautiful of a thing as we've had. And you're potentially ruining something that is so perfect. It's something that I love so much. Keep tinkering with it. You tinkered with a beautiful playoff system as well, with the NFL adding wild cards into this mix. So the Giants, I mean, they got to get up in this 17 game season. I mean, what is it? 11-6. I mean, you got to hit 11 wins. You got to maybe go 12-5. At least you have 17 games now. Maybe the better teams will rise to the top. Giants got to go 12-5 and they got to win this regular season championship. I mean, the NFC East this year. I mean, you look at the Giants right now. You have on your defensive line, you have McIntosh, you have Dexter Lawrence, you have Ryan Anderson, the X-Man. I mean, Ryan Anderson, I think he's a tremendous pickup. You have Leonard Williams, Breedland Speaks from Ole Miss, Cam Brown, Penn State, Tay Crowder, Blake, Carter, Lorenzo Carter, Devontae Downs, Fede coming from Minnesota. The secondary is spectacular. You have Adoree Jackson, Bradbury, you have Logan, Jabril Peppers, Xavier McKinney, and Julian Love are your backup safeties. You have Yiadim as a backup, Darnay Holmes. So the secondary is loaded. You have Austin Johnson, Danny Shelton, McIntosh, Dexter Lawrence, BJ Hill, Leonard Williams, Ryan Anderson. Your pass rush, Carter Coughlin. You should have one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Reggie Ragland can come in and provide. I mean, the tools that Patrick Graham's going to have with this already really good defense it is really exceptional and really, really exciting in so many ways for the New York Giants. And then on the offensive side of the football, your offensive line is really, really good. I mean, you have Andrew Thomas, Will Hernandez. I think Shane Lemieux is going to win that job. You got to get yourself a guard in this draft. Probably in the third round, you get yourself a good guard. You don't need to get a guard in the first round. That's just bad positional value. You have Pearl. You're also going to have Nate Solder coming back into the mix. So you have Thomas, then you have Pearl and Solder. So your tackles are filled out. I think Pearl can be really good. I think Solder can definitely help you. Not as bad as everybody wanted to make it out to be. Lemieux is a starting caliber guard. I think Nick Gates is a really exciting center. Then you're just going to have to get more. You have Will Hernandez as a backup guard. You're going to have to get a starting caliber guard in this year's draft. You then look at the receivers for the Giants. You then have, you have Slayton and Pettis that can run a little bit. David Sills will compete. Austin Mack made some really good plays, can really catch and block for this team. Derek Dillon is a speedster out of LSU going into year 2. Is going to be exciting to watch in camp. You have John Ross, Galladay, Shepard. I really think it's the starters on this team are Galladay and Slayton. And then you have Sterling as a wonderful wide receiver 3. You also have Ingram and Rudolph, who can totally catch the football with John Ross. So you have Slayton, Galladay, and Shepard are your 3 that are locked in like solid NFL players. Then you have Ross, Pettis, David Sills, like Dillon. You just need one of those guys to hit for you to have a really good wide receiver core. You look at the tight end position. I mean, now you have Kyle Rudolph, you have a professional, you have Levine Toilolo and Caden Smith. I mean, you have really good depth at the tight end position. Running back wise, and you even have Cullen Gillespie as a special teams guru and like a great character guy from Texas A&M and a great special teams guy, just an unbelievable special teams. You have Saquon. Devontae Booker's probably a blocking back now. If Saquon gets hurt again, that is really, really troublesome. Your quarterback situation, you have Daniel Jones, who, listen, I haven't been the highest on Jones. You have Glennon, who's a really solid backup. So it is going to come down to, can Daniel Jones throw the ball 20, 30 yards in the air, and can you get some sort of 30-yard pass? How many 30-yard completions can Daniel Jones throw? How many 20-yard plays on offense can the Giants hit during the course of a game? How many plays over 19 yards can the Giants hit during a game? I hope that the Giants hit like 5 or 6 some games. I hope that they hit 4 plays over 20 yards in a game, because I want the Giants. If the Giants average 23 points, which isn't a ton to ask for, like 23 is like probably middle of the NFL. If the Giants can average like 21 to 23 points with this defense, I'll be happy. They'll probably be able to win 12 games because this defense should be lights out good. This defense should hold teams to like 14, 10 points. The Giants need to get to at least 23 to 26 points a ball game. They need to score 3 touchdowns and they need to score at least 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals. That gets you up to like 23 points. Can the Giants do that? 2 TDs, 14 plus 3 field goals is 23. Can you do that? That means you visit the red zone 5 times during the course of a game. I think the defense can get you the ball back. I think Saquon and the offensive line can do it. Can the Giants do it? It doesn't matter how they win this division, even if Daniel Jones is terrible. The Giants need a winning team. They haven't won a playoff game in basically 9. This is going to be the 9th year that they've never won a playoff game. The New York Giants in the last 9 years have only played 1 playoff game, or in the last 8 years have only played in 1 playoff game. And I believe that the Giants' best record in the past has been 6 wins in the past. Other than that 1 year, in 7 out of the last 8 years, they've gone 6 wins or less. So the Giants, I mean, they have really been struggling for a very long time. It wasn't just Eli Manning. It was the horrible picks with Jerry Reese. It's not getting an offensive line. Quarterback play with Eli wasn't that great. Everything was just brutal. And then the defense quit under Ben McAdoo in the 3-13 year, which was probably the worst year the Giants maybe have ever had. So overall, it's going to be interesting this year. I'll tell you that much. Giants are going all in to Dory Jackson. It's going to be a fun year, guys. So overall, I handled the Giants tonight. I'll probably talk some more Giants tomorrow. We'll recap the roster once again. Overall, it was fun doing a podcast. It was good to get my thoughts out. We'll do some Major League Baseball recapping tomorrow, and we'll continue to talk on Rover Sports. So thank you, guys.